Item number 6, recognition of staff, students, and community. 6.1, recognition of Stafford Elementary PE teacher Matt Wood for winning a 2021 KCTS Golden Apple Award.
Good evening, President Cobb and members of the board. It's really good to see you all in person and see you healthy too. We have a couple recognitions tonight. This first one, I want you to imagine that you're a physical education teacher whose stock in trade is having your students together in a gym or out on a field, and then you're instructing them on a series of physical activities. And then life throws you a curveball. The pandemic hits, and now you're staring at your students on a computer screen and they're all staring back at you. That just sounds awkward. Well, Stafford Elementary PE teacher Matt Wood put his creative mind and innovative skills to work, and he developed a series of animated PE lessons that captured the imagination of his students and inspired physical activity that they could do on the other side of the computer screen. Matt's work has generated interest and attention across the world. It also earned him a prestigious KCTS Golden Apple Award. The public television station annually honors exceptional work of educators and education supporters and successful teaching models in our state. When our superintendent says the best thing we can do for students is put a world-class teacher in front of them every day, she's talking about teachers like Matt Wood. Now, before I introduce Matt to you, I would like to show you and the viewers at home a short video clip so you can get a feel for the kinds of PE lessons that Matt has produced. Tom, would you mind rolling the video? So please welcome the one and only Matt Wood.
Hi. I would first like to thank the board for this recognition. It's not often PE teachers are the ones being recognized. There are also many PE and music teachers and other people behind the curtains in our district I've been collaborating with that are doing amazing work for kids. I want to thank all of them as well for their hard work and support. I also want to thank my principals, Lindsay Bowman and Ryan Nelson, for giving me the freedom to explore new approaches and strategies to teach our students at Stafford in fun, imaginative ways. I would also like to talk for a couple minutes about why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's what we call a zag. Zagging is what we do when everyone around you is zigging and you decide to take things in a different direction or to the next level. It was exactly 1 year ago that our world as educators, parents, and students was flipped upside down. We have had to reinvent how we teach and learn. As elementary physical education teachers, our job is already very difficult. But imagine teaching kids between the ages of 5 and 11 how to move when they are literally sitting in front of a computer. When I attended the University of Northern Colorado in the mid-90s, the internet had barely been invented, so the idea of teaching for an entire year over the internet wasn't something even on the radar. But here we are. From last March through June, I was making asynchronous lessons for my students. I started making videos for PE activities at home, videos on nutrition, and videos on pedestrian safety. But the main component missing was that I wasn't able to connect with my students. I didn't know if what I was teaching was effective or making an impact. This past summer, I was on the elementary PE leadership team and wrote lessons for the first 6 weeks of school for the district so teachers could navigate new technology, connect with their students without having to worry about also making lessons and creating content. Through that process, there were lessons and concepts I wanted to present that I couldn't find online, so I decided to make my own videos. As I started making those videos, I began to discover more options in iMovie. Utilizing a green screen, I was able to put myself into new worlds such as Jurassic Park or I then figured out how to make other virtual backgrounds and animations using PowerPoint. I've also been making a series of Among Us videos, or Among Us PE videos, that have been very popular. I give credit to my students and my own kids for their suggestions on how to make them better. I've not only been collaborating with educators locally, but across the country and around the world. That's been my biggest zag, and may never have happened had we not been forced to rethink our entire approach to educating our students remotely. We as elementary PE teachers are responsible for teaching every single child in our school not only how to exercise, but why we exercise. Many of our elementary physical education teachers must teach at multiple schools, and not every student right now is receiving PE. We teach them about body composition and the fitness components and how their bodies work. We teach them about health and nutrition. We teach them fine and gross motor skills. We teach them many skills that lead up to a wide variety of sports and lifetime activities. What we do for our students and the relationships we build with them makes a difference in their lives, but not if we are stretched so thin that we don't have the time to build those relationships. Social emotional learning is a cornerstone to our programs: cooperation, team building, sportsmanship, problem solving, listening, communication, etc. Knowing all that, if you ask us what we teach kids. Our lesson plans are just pieces of paper. They are guides, and regardless of our content areas, we teach kids. PE is a very unique subject. There have been studies the last couple decades about exercise and its effects on the brain. Study after study produces data on how exercise promotes brain cell growth. If I could recommend one book for you to read that talks about this, it's called Spark by Dr. John Rady. He's an associate clinical professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School. Schools like Idlewild Elementary, a Title I school in Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District in North Carolina, have embraced this philosophy with great results. And as a side note, they also use my videos. We as a district need to continue being creative, but having to be creative because of reduced resources and increased workloads would be a disservice to our students and teachers. Physical activity for kids is important for their now, but physical activity alone is not sustainable for students' future well-being. We do not just teach physical activity, we teach kids physical education. The only way we can guarantee that they continue to enjoy exercising and making healthy choices into their futures is providing them quality physical education programs. I ask that you continue to support physical education in Tacoma and the work we do in ways that will count. More time with our students and more funding for our programs and professional development. So, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Woods, on behalf of the board, and others can say something if they'd like, but I just want to thank you and congratulate you for this recognition. I saw your videos right as they were coming out, or right as you were starting to be recognized for them, and honestly, it was really encouraging for me. We know that the last year hasn't been easy in any way, and I was just personally really just afraid that it was too much for you all. So just to see your innovation and the kind of ingenious way that you approached this and responded was just really encouraging at that time for me personally. So again, I just thank you for your work and want to congratulate you for the recognition.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I would just echo, I remember when you were featured in the News Tribune, I think initially, my daughter, I watched the videos, I was like, oh my God, these are amazing, this is so fun. And my high schooler was like, can I go back? Can I go to his PE class? So just thank you so much for giving what you do to your students, and it's extremely inspiring.
I think my favorite thing is having siblings and parents and daycare workers all joining in
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
you know, when it's the most fun.
So I just was going to echo my colleagues and also say that I also saw it when it came out and just was tickled by it and thought, this is exactly what Tacoma is known for, is creative, innovative teaching styles and teachers that put their heart and soul into their work. And so thank you for representing not just yourself and your kids, but also sharing that brilliant way of looking at it differently so others could model and be comfortable in that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah, I know when you get thrown off a routine, it's easy to, you know, kind of get down in a slump. So we just greatly appreciate you for being innovative and going out of your way to do a little bit extra for the students, because I'm sure that they notice it. We appreciate you, Matt.
Thank you.
And thank you for reminding everyone. I think everyone here probably knows, but not everybody in the community knows about the importance of physical activity with mental health and academic just improvement in their academic performance. So thank you for doing that for all those reasons.
with that, we will